I'm not live, but I am live. Explain that one. It said error creating stream, whatever that means. Well, why did that turn off? Hold on a sec. There we go. Little light for the situation. Cheers. All right, so what is up, buttercups? I figured, let me turn on the live chat. I haven't really gone live from this tablet since I got it, other than gaming on my other channel, my Retro HD gaming channel. So I figured it'd be fun to kick off a live stream here. Girlfriend should be done working here pretty soon. The dog is very hyped. Dog keeps thinking that she hears her, and she doesn't hear her, but she thinks she hears her. So anyways, I'm trying to do more with this tablet rather than just own it and watch Netflix. I'm trying to actually game on it, stream on it, do things, see what it can handle. It's definitely not as good as my phone, but I figured, what the heck. I like the bigger screen. It's kind of nice. And YouTube, I see, has added some new live features, which I also think is pretty cool. YouTube has added in stream invites with friends on regular live streams outside of StreamYard and some of the other streaming services. I thought that was pretty cool. I haven't activated it yet or turned it on, but yeah. All right. Double A 518. What's up, man? What's going on? I'm figured I'd have a brewski and talk to you guys while I kill this 24-ouncer and wait for the girlfriend to get home. And if you guys have some questions, feel free to ask. Mechanic stuff related. I'm doing good, man. I'm surviving. I'm having a good time. I enjoy working for myself. It is very different than I'm used to. To be honest with you, I'm really happy that I was able to start working for myself as opposed to be reliant on a boss and regular hours and everything else. So being able to go into business for myself. And now, weirdly, after 3 years of doing this, I own 3 businesses, which I'd never expected. So, and plus I run 3 YouTube channels on top of those businesses. I stay very busy. I'm very busy and still find time for my hobby and hanging out with everybody else, plus making time to do these kind of streams right here. So, yeah. I'm content in life right now, let's say. I'm happy with where I'm at and places that I've put myself in. So I would love to not be in pain nearly as much, but then again, I make poor decisions like having a brewski every now and then. So I don't know. Can't win them all. I don't want life to just stop. I don't want to live in fear of my body. So I just have fun and try to stay as healthy as possible and still partake in some of the little stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's that. I was just gaming on my other channel, but then I was like, man, I'm still bored. I kind of want to communicate. And then I realized I've been getting a lot of questions about scooters and motorcycles. I figured it's been probably 2 or 3 months now since I've done a live stream trying to answer people's questions that have questions about motorcycles and scooters and whatever else you can think of, car-related problems. I figured if I can help you guys with those, I will, while I partake in a brewski. So, yeah. Fun stuff. And I'm still flying drones. I still have a whole nother YouTube channel just dedicated to drones now. So if you had drone questions, I can try to answer those too. You just got to tell me what you need. What are your needs? What questions do you have for the Dan Man? Let's see if I can answer a few questions tonight while I sit here and do nothing. As I've literally just been waiting for the girlfriend to get off work. So I was making videos on the Suzuki GZ Marauder 250 group earlier to help people with carburetor issues and stuff like that. So I figured, why not come on here and try to answer a few questions if I can. So there's that. Let's see here. Eagle VP, it's been a while, buddy. I hope you're still doing your interview stuff, man. It's good to see you again, bro. Yeah, I'm happy that you're still doing your thing, man. I hope you're still getting a decent amount of views. Let's see. What do you say? You helped me out a lot with saving money on solo upgrades. I appreciate that. Awesome, man. Hell yeah, dude. The 3DR Solo, what a machine that thing was. It's too bad it's starting to finally phase out. It doesn't have the team backing it like it used to. They're still slightly involved, but unfortunately that drone has finally started phasing out. That's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. It was a hell of a machine. It was quite the workhorse of a drone. Anybody that owned one understood that. The people that didn't know what they were missing out on. I know, John is still active, but it's not like it used to be, man. They're not putting out the upgrades like they used to. They're not making new outside of the battery mod. They're really not pushing anything. I mean, think about it. It's an open source platform. They could create tons of new stuff for it to work with, and nobody's doing anything with it. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's a phasing out system. It's kind of just for the people that still are having fun with theirs and want to stay involved, you know? So I unfortunately chased FPV race drones and freestyle quads, and I told myself that I would fly the Solo how it was originally meant to be flown one time in full-blown acro manual mode like I fly my race quads. And after doing that, I said, that's it. I've accomplished everything that I set out to do with this drone. I have flown this in full manual controls. I've flipped. I've done barrel rolls with this thing. I've sent it. I have completely sent this drone in every aspect of what it should have been sent in the first place. And after accomplishing all that, I felt really accomplished, and I moved on with life. Troy, hey man, I got a better bike now, but my uncle has a 150 scooter. Crazy how fast these bikes go out. Only at 6 cows. Crazy how fast these bikes go out. Only at 6,000 miles. Has a hard time starting. Thinking the battery's going out. Hard time starting. I would need more information, Troy. My moped variator nut is hard to off. My moped variator nut. That's because you need to use an impact driver to get it off, or an impact wrench. You need it's a lot better to do it with an impact wrench. Q, if you get an opportunity. Troy, I was trying to explain to people that the average mileage that the GY6 Chinese engines get is around 10,000 if you're lucky. They normally crap out around 5 to 7,000, and then they need a complete rebuild. That's the downside to the Chinese GY6 engines. They're just not manufactured well. They're very, very low quality engines. I've seen a few break 15,000 miles, but they were pretty much on their way out at that point. It's not like a Honda or a Yamaha. Those things run for 50 to 75,000 miles. I've seen a Honda Elite from 1984 that had 137,000 miles on it and was still going with the original head. That's how you can tell the quality difference. So my variator is hard to get off. Okay, here's my next suggestion then, Q. Heat it up with a torch. Get it red hot and then try to impact it off. Right? Hi.
Hi. Did you turn the heat off?
She's home. Look, she said hi in the background. I did. I turned it off here slightly. I had it at 70. It got really cold in here fast.
Did it?
Because you had the cool air on while it was getting cooler out too.
Oh,
So it just got cooler and cooler. I was like, oh my gosh, there's be an ice cube in here.
sorry.
So it's all right. I turned it on 75 for a while, and I think I just dropped it to 72, so it shouldn't be on anymore. We're at the apartment, so operating the heat. Hold on a sec. I missed comments. Troy, yeah, my Suzuki 500 just reached 20K miles, which is low, I think. So high mileage on a sport bike is between 15 to 20,000 miles, and on a cruiser, it's about 20 to 30,000 miles. That would be considered high mileage on a motorcycle. And if you had a, let's say, touring class bike, 75,000 miles would be considered high mileage. So, yeah. So, yes, Q, heat that sucker till it's red hot with a propane torch or a butane torch. Get it so it's absolutely beet red, and then try to impact it off. So when things heat up, they expand, and then when they cool off, they squeeze again. So if you can get it to expand by adding heat, it should come off a lot easier. A torch doesn't have the mechanics to actually melt the molecular structure of the steel, but you can get it red hot to the point where it expands. And if you can expand it, it'll come off. Also, make sure you're going in the correct direction. It's a reverse thread, so if you're going the wrong way, it's going to be very hard to take it off. Good times. Glad I could come on here and answer some questions. So yeah, let's see here. So that's good to see Eagle VP. I'm glad he's still out there doing things. Don't forget to smash the like button, guys. Definitely helps my algorithm. If you like the content that I put out and you like the things I do, you can help me out by just hitting the like button. It takes 1 second of your day. How was work?
Weird.
Weird?
Yeah.
Oh. Talk about it after the stream?
Yeah, keep streaming.
Okay. Strange day, she says. Hey, I got 1 like. Nice. All right, 7 people in here. Who's got motorcycle, scooter questions, engine questions? Hit me up. Okay, I used an impact wrench. Got to heat it up. It's making a clicking sound when I try to get the nut off.
That's what she said.
She said that's what she said. That is what she said because she just said it. Oh, you see how I did that there? Oh, very nice. Okay, that's a toughie. That's I would make a video for me, Q, and share it. Send it to my email. Every one of my videos has my email address in it. Send me a video of what's happening. I feel like if I can see it, I can probably help you a little better with it. I need to see what's going on. I think that's where we've reached with that. I felt like an idiot lately. Lost the key for the bike, got a new ignition, have the bike half torn apart. Hate seeing this bike like this. Definitely not easy to install this ignition. No, on any bike, you normally have to pull the triple tree to do it. That's one of my least favorite things to do on motorcycles, is replace the ignition. That's why whenever you see those marketplace posts where people are like, oh, I lost the key, but you can just get another ignition. Like, it's the simplest job in the world to rip the triple tree off the bike and replace the ignition. It's so god-awful of a job, which is why shops charge so much to do it. Now, if I'm fixing the bike for me and I got it for a good price, I normally talk the person down to like $500 to get the bike. Like, look, man, I have to pour a ton of money in it. If I took it to a shop, it cost me $2,000 to get this bike on the road. I'm willing to give you $500 because that's what the bike's worth altogether. It'd be $2,500. I'll give you the $500, but I'm about to do $2,000 worth of work to it myself. So that's what I'm willing to give you for the bike, knowing that I'm going to have to go through the struggles of getting all that shit working. So yes, it's definitely, I feel your pain, bro. It's like the worst job you can possibly do is having to pull the triple tree in the handlebars. I hate it. It is, I just absolutely, and then the ignitions, they're easy to get wrong. They have a resistor on them, and if that resistor is not just the correct amount of resistance, the anti-theft won't kick the bike and it won't start. It sucks, bro. I'm also worried my carb's gonna get clogged. It's been sitting for almost a month. Sucks that I lost the key. Well, you shouldn't have carb problems in a month. If you said 6 months, then I would start getting worried about ethanol damage. But this early on, shouldn't have any problems. It should be all right. When you straight pipe a moped, will you save gas? The answer to that is no, you will actually burn more fuel because you're untapping the potential of the engine. Essentially, what you're doing is giving it more power. So it's give or take, man. I think the reality of it is no. You're going to end up actually releasing horsepower that was underrated for a reason because it kept the efficiency of the moped by taking off the pipe. You're allowing free flow exhaust, which means it's not putting back pressure on the system anymore, which allows it to be a lot more pungent. And unfortunately, punchy takeoff means more fuel. So I think you probably, the answer to that is most likely no. You would really not see any compound interest in a positive way from that. I would say don't do that. Let's see what else we got here. Like I said, guys, only 2 likes. Come on, I got 6 people in here. Just push the thumbs up, man. Don't you love what I do? Please. God, those are good. Dizzy, Dean, and the Heezy. What's up, man? Dizzy, I saw you commented on my post. As a winner, I don't let losers rewrite history. I see a lot of that happening in the drone community, bro, and it's starting to really bug me. As somebody who's been here since 2012 in the drone community, I'm getting really, really bugged by a lot of these people that think they were OGs and they really weren't. And then they think they know things that they don't know. It's frustrating me. It's driving me crazy, bro. I'm about to start doing some serious call outs. If mini bike's straight pipe pops a decent amount, does that mean it's definitely running lane? So here's how you can tell. This is the simplest way to tell if a motorcycle is running lean. Doesn't matter what engine. Backfiring out of the exhaust can be 2 things. Number 1, raw fuel not burning. Number 2, right? Cold air versus hot air. So on a cold start, right, you go out and you have a straight pipe. And the pipe's not heating up correctly for the first part of the ride. However, backfiring out of the exhaust does not mean your bike is running lean. Backfiring out of the carburetor means your bike is running lean. Okay? That's called intake popping. And it sounds like a backfire or a sputter. And you hear it. You see it physically. If you have the airbox off, you can see it. It'll puff back into the airbox. That is a lean mixture. Okay? That's pre-detonation is what's happening. That's when your bike is running lean. That's called intake popping. Exhaust popping, not so much on the lean side. That's more on the rich side. Unburnt fuel making its way through the system and then exploding in the pipe after the fact as the exhaust port opens. That also could be a sign of bad timing. So, to be clear, I hope that helps. Got a CT200U Predator 212 straight pipe. Only mod to it, but pops when idling. I don't see that as being an issue when idling. That's pretty normal. I would say pretty normal. You're getting a lot of unburnt fuel. There's no back pressure on the system, so that mud trucks do it all the time. It's pretty normal. It's just, yeah, I think you'll be all right. Do you like driving mopeds? I mean, I normally drive full-size motorcycles. I rode scooters for a long time just because it was fun, but then I got really heavily back into big bikes. Mopeds are fun. They're fun in the twisties. In straight lines for long periods of time, not really. But if you get them where you can turn them really fast and be at full throttle the whole time while you're ripping through the turns, yeah, it can be fun. I drag neon mopeds. It's fun. It's interesting. Gotta have just the right course for them, though. Ken Ward, what's up, man? I hope you got my comment about the Woodruff key, bro, for your 2-stroke kickback. Yeah, man, I have a feeling that's what's going on there. It's either a busted Woodruff key, which would seem pretty prevalent, especially if it's a cheaper mini bike that you were talking about, I think. Yeah, all day I would see it having a Woodruff key problem. It might just be missing the key and has to be realigned, and then a new key put in that hopefully should solve your problem. But yeah, man, I hope that helped. No problem, Ken. That's what I'm here for, buddy. Bergman 600. Well, I had a Bergman 650. I don't think Bergman made a 600. They made a 650. I had a 2017 Bergman 650. That thing was a rocket ship, dude. It was a straight up rocket ship. That thing was a lot of fun. But then I got smoked by a really fast Camaro, and I realized I need to go back to sport bikes. So then I got back into sport bikes. It took a lot of cars to take down my Bergman 650, and we're talking about a scooter with a lot of get up and go under it. It basically was half of a Hayabusa engine. That's pretty much what it was. It was a shaved in half Hayabusa engine stuck in. It was basically a parallel twin, is what it was. Stuck inside of a scooter. It was a pretty rowdy machine. Got to give it to Suzuki, man. They know how to make stuff. No, it's a 600. What? I left my Bergman all last winter, spring, summer, fall. It's got a dead battery, but before it starts, is there and there or does the oil change replace gas? I've never heard of a Bergman 600. I've heard of the Bergman 650. I'll have to look into that, bro. I would be blown if I didn't. Hold on a sec. I've never heard of a Bergman 600. I know they have a Bergman 400. Yeah, Bergman 650. Bergman 650. Bergman's. I typed in Bergman 600. All I'm getting is Bergman 650. Bergman 650. Bergman 650A. Bergman 650AR. Bergman 650AN. I don't know, bro. You sure you got a Bergman 600? As far as your gas and oil goes, you should be fine, man. Did you add any stable in it before parking it? That's always a good thing to do, man. It'll help neutralize the ethanol content in the fuel so that you don't end up with bogged up fuel system. Next, building this Wolf RX-50. Oh, you should have some fun with that, Ken. That should be exciting. Can you put 93 gas in a moped? Oh, before we go on, Michael, what's going on, buddy? Before we go on, and I'm going to say this for anybody that rides a motorcycle. If you can, use ethanol-free fuel. 93 is great as premium, but all motorcycles, especially if you're carbureted, should be running ethanol-free fuel. These engines were not really designed, the carbs and the fuel systems in these bikes were not really designed to handle ethanol content. So, future reference, anybody, doesn't matter what machine you own, any two-wheeled motorcycle, three-wheeled motorcycle, whatever, ethanol-free fuel. Trust me, you will have a lot less fuel problems if you just run ethanol-free fuel. Okay. Chilling, bro. All right, let's see what else we got. It's got a mini bike. It's crazy. I had my mini bike on its side just for 5 minutes in the truck. Well, because you flooded it out. Yeah, anytime you drop a carb on its side too far, it'll flood out. Started tons of smoke, van out the exhaust, smelled like gas or oil. Yeah, I mean, that's just what happens. That's why they tell you not to tip these things over. That's why when a bike tips over, you're supposed to run over and immediately kill the engine. You never let it just keep running because it'll start mixing gas and oil. So yeah, that's normal. That's pretty normal. Two strokes, they're different. You can tip a two-stroke completely upside down and it'll stay running. That's why weed whackers can run upside down. Weed whackers, chainsaws, dirt bikes, they can all run upside down. Four strokes, all the oil recedes to the top of the engine. Unfortunately, it'll circulate and revent the system. That's why you're not supposed to do wheelies on four strokes for very long. Otherwise, you'll end up burning it out because the oil sump can't pull oil in anymore. So you end up burning up the engine real easily. Future reference. Do's or don'ts. I don't want to fuck anything up. Well, yeah, I think you'll be fine, man. I think you'll be fine. Left my Bergman. Let me reread it one more time. Proofread it. I left my Bergman all winter, spring, summer, fall. It's got a dead battery. I mean, that's pretty normal. If you didn't leave it on a tender, I would expect it probably to be dead. But before I start, is there any do's or don'ts, like oil change? I mean, no, dude, I've seen oil stay in cars for 20 years and crank up and work like normal. The viscosity is pretty normal. Now, I've seen 50-year-old oil in a can that came out tar, but we're talking oil from like 1920. It was just a can somebody opened on a YouTube channel. I was like, oh my God. But back then, they didn't have all the stuff that they have in oils now to prevent them from doing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Back then, it was just very crude oil that they were using. So yeah, stuff like that can happen. I'm an asshole. It's a 650. My Honda was a 600. That makes more sense. I would believe that. Yes, the Honda was a 600. The Bergman was definitely a 650. You're good, dude. I know my bikes. I got this. I believe Honda also made a 500. I think. I'm pretty sure. All good, dude. Shit happens, man. Part of life. You're good though. If you want to check and see if your gas is still flammable, just take a rag, dip it down into the gas tank, pull it out, light it as soon as you get it away from the gas tank, and if it goes, whoosh, it's flammable. It'll burn. You're good. Hi, cutie.
Hi, both of my cuties.
Oh, what's she doing?
She sat up.
Oh, is she looking at us?
She's looking at me.
Her. Big bore kit opinion. So Ken, I'm not a huge fan of them just because they burn up real easy if you don't ride them correctly. So just be careful with that. Throttle management is everything when it comes to a big bore kit. You can't be full throttle all the time. You need 3/4 throttle, and then every once in a while feed some speed to the ride. Big bore kits, unfortunately, they overheat really easily, and it's very simple to burn up your engine. So just be I throw caution to the wind. Just be careful. Throttle management is everything when it comes to big bore kits. In my opinion, it's not worth it. That's just my opinion. If you're doing it to a 50cc, which you are, number one, it'll immediately make the machine illegal because I'm assuming you don't have a motorcycle endorsement, and modifying 50cc's is only acceptable if you have a motorcycle endorsement and you can ride something bigger than a 50cc without a standard driver's license. Or at least that's how it is in Florida. I'm sure most states are probably like that. It requires a standard driver's license for 50cc and under, 49.9cc's and under. Anything over 50cc's in Florida requires a motorcycle endorsement to ride on the road. So just be careful. Thanks, you helped me make up my mind. Okay. Yeah, there's, man, if you're looking for a little bit of extra speed, there's things you can do. Change your whirler weights. There's a ton you can do. You can change your clutch out. Put performance rollers in it. Run 3 rollers instead of 5 or 6 rollers. Put some sliders in there. Change your belt size. There's a ton of stuff you can do. Change your variator so that it opens wider so that you get a higher top end. And there's like I said, there's a ton of stuff you can do, man. Change your clutch springs. Don't think that speed is all about power, because it's really not. A lot of it is CVT tuning. If you understand how to do proper CVT tuning, you can make a 50cc moped a rocket ship without having to do a big bore kit, and it'll last longer because it has all the original components in it. You're not going to worry about overheating things nearly as much. I have it. I'm retired. NFL, just messing with shit. I'm 6'5", 265 pounds. Well, goddamn, bro, my man tall as shit. Oh shit, 6'5". I'm just under 6 foot, sir. You are a monster, babe. He's a monster. 6'5". Bet he was a hell of a basketball player.
Maybe.
What are you eating?
Nutrigrain bar.
Nutrigrain. I had one too. It was good. Which one?
Strawberry.
Of course. Winning. Let's see here. Yeah. I'm retired from the NFL. There you go. I am certainly not retired from the NFL. I'm retired from being a fat guy. Yeah. I was a 425-pound dude. Yep. I was a big boy. And now I got all this sexiness to work with. Hey, how you doing? I love it. I am silly. Let's see. If you get up to St. Augustine, let me know. That's not hard to get to St. Augustine.
I love St. Augustine.
Do you?
Yeah.
I might have to plan a motorcycle trip up there and take a ride. She got to get her license. Once we get her on the road and she starts riding that little GZ250 I got her, yeah, we'll take a ride. St. Augustine's like 4 hours away, I think. Yeah. A little past Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
It's way up there. Yeah, I think Jacksonville. Yeah. I think that's an easy ride. That'll be fun. Put about 2 hours on the bikes, pull over, throw some gas in them, stop somewhere, get something to eat, drive on through. Yes, sir. Or we could take the truck and do our camping trip same time. That could be fun too. I 100% agree with that. I might make that happen, Ken. Go have some adult beverages. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I won't partake for a week then before we come. That way I can make sure my liver's up for the for the challenge. I have stage 1 cirrhosis of the liver from lots of drinking, and I have no pancreas anymore. Yeah, or I'm sorry, I have no spleen anymore. My pancreas is enlarged by 3 times the size it should be from having pancreatitis twice from drinking. So, hence, I had to drop a lot of weight. I went from 425 to 220. So, and
You had to drop a lot of.
I had to drop a lot of drinking too. I have the occasional brewski now, and that's the gist of Dan's world. Yes, yeah, but look, I went back in the gym, got Hulk Diesel. See, I'm trying to stay healthy. Yep. So, could be fun. How much does it cost to fill up the moped? Well, I think it depends on whether you're riding a 150 or a 50cc. Most 50cc's don't even take a gallon of fuel. They take just under a gallon. Most 150cc's take like 1.2 gallons. So not a lot. And they average about 55 to 70 miles to the gallon. So, yeah. You get O'Doul's. Oh, thanks, man.
There you go.
I had some. They are the worst. They do not taste good. There's other beers that taste better. Yes.
Not bad.
Yes, there are some other naturally aspirated. Listen to me, I'm talking engines over here because you said NA. When you said NA, I was thinking naturally aspirated engine. I'm over here thinking engines. I need to stop drinking. This is bad. She really said NA, non-alcoholic. I'm thinking naturally aspirated engine. Okay. Well, let's see here. 110 cc's, huh? Yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell you, man. I'd have to know the scooter and look up the specs of it. And if it's a built project, that's even harder because I don't know what customization has been done to it. So I would say most of them are around a gallon or just slightly under a gallon. So I have videos on my channel showing how to put larger tanks under the seat so that you lose your storage, but you get 3 gallons of fuel. So you only have to fill up like once a month. And so I did that with people. I showed them how to install a third-party gas tank under the seat. So you can actually run dual tanks with a cut switch. So you can have the gallon that's back there and then the 2 gallons under the seat whenever you want to make the switch over to it. So I ran a Y channel across there. So I have that video up there too if anybody wanted to install it. Like I said, you lose seat storage to it, but it's totally worth it, especially if you're taking long trips every day. So, wow. These guys are funny. I like them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I started a live stream. I was like, well, ask me your questions.
Good.
Yeah, because I don't do this like I used to.
No, you don't.
No. Yeah, I used to do this all the time. Try to help people. I should probably try to do this once a week for people that have questions.
You can now.
I can now? Yeah. Why? Because I'm here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I got my best audience. I got my best cheerleader with me. Woo, 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 woo. I got the number one cheerleader with me.
Did you choke yourself up?
I simp. Thanks for all you do. I gotta run. No, I'm out of here too, man. We've had a solid 6 people the whole time. Good to see you, Ken. I'll tell you what, man. We'll try to set something up. Send me an email, and we'll try to get connected. Let's make that happen, Captain. That sounds like fun. That sounds like it would be a good fun time. We'll have to try to set something up. My mom has a Ram 1500 2001 truck, has 191,000 miles. She's wondering if you'd consider that a high mileage truck. She loves the truck. So here's the thing, Troy. It is, in the world of cars, that would be considered high mileage. On a truck, they normally last 250 to 300,000 miles, well taken care of and well maintained. truck engines are a lot more durable than your average car or compact vehicle or sport utility vehicle. Trucks were built their engines were designed to be very tough. I think on a high mileage on a truck is really like 230 to 250,000 miles. That would be considered high mileage. That means you got maybe 50,000 miles left on the engine before you're going to start having some pretty serious problems. And normally those problems start accumulating at 200,000 miles. It's time to start doing some serious replacement of things. Not the engine itself, but overall drive components. You're going to start wearing out suspension. You're going to start wearing out the uni joints on the drive shaft. The rear hog head cover will have to be redone and oiled. And there's a lot of stuff at that point that needs work. And that's at about the 200,000 mile mark. But overall, trucks normally can get, I've seen them over 500,000. I think on the low end, around 275. So for a truck, not quite high mileage yet. If it was a car, yeah, that's sort of severe high mileage. You're probably not going to get much life left out of that unless it was a Honda or a Toyota. Then you've got another 300,000 miles left on it. Shit, you could run it without oil for a month and it would probably still fucking run. That's just how those machines work. Quality control, you know. So, roger that. Let's do it. I like the sound of that, Ken. It sounds fun. Yeah, we'll get her riding her motorcycle. She's learning right now. Your birthday is on February 8th.
Yeah.
Hopefully by February 8th, she has her motorcycle license all taken care of and she's riding. Yeah, we'll cross those fingers and you start making some time to come learn. Okay, yeah, I see that head nod. And then we'll plan a little trip up to the Augustine if you want to. That sounds like fun. It's a long ride. We'll be doing like 65 the whole way. It'll be cruising. Okay, I like it. Sounds exciting. My dad's Hyundai 2005 just reached 200,000. Well, it's a Hyundai. I'd be a little concerned now. That's about the time when you want to sell it to a college or a high school kid that has his first vehicle that he's gonna be driving. That's about that time. All right, well, guys, I'm gonna get off here. My girl just worked a long shift. I'm gonna communicate with her for a little bit. I will catch you guys on the flip. And yeah, I think that's it, right? You don't know? You don't want to say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye.
Oh, she said bye to the review. Now we'll catch you guys on the next one. Like I said, I'll try to do this once a week or maybe every other week. See how things work out. So happy 2024. Catch you guys later. Toodles. And make sure I'm not missing any last minute comments because they keep disappearing. It's been reliable. They're not good cars. It's not that they're not good. That's high mileage for a small car. You're at the end of its life. It's not a Toyota, or a Honda. It's a Hyundai. Very different. They're cheaper than the other ones. Trust me. It's time to sell a car. Yeah. Ken said, does she need a booster seat? That's fucked up. I like Ken.
But